Alright, so we are playing what the submitter dubbed Red-Green Sarkhan here. Sarkhan the Masterless says you can down tick 3 to make a 3/3 flying red dragon token. You can also +1 to make it and all your planeswalkers 4/4 flying dragons until end of turn. So in addition to Sarkhan, we also have Vivien and Domri, Anarch of Bolas in our deck, which can turn into dragons to kill our opponent. We got other just aggressively slanted red-green cards, Spellbreaker, Questing Beast, Bonecrusher Giant, Embercleave. We got some Arboreal Grazers, as well as Paradise Druid down here at the bottom end to help us accelerate into our planeswalkers ahead of curve. And a couple of Embercleave at the top end, because this card's just quite good in the format in general. So let's go ahead and dive on into some matches here with this and see how it goes. Propaganda is a really, really strong thing. Trump has been prepping his base for a very long time that everyone other than him is lying and he's the only one you can trust. Can you cleave your walkers after you Sarkhan them? Yes, they are creatures. Is Red-Green Sarkhan in Historic just worse than Team Morocco? Yeah, probably. I would like to block. One thing that's kind of scary to think about is the super punished for not bone crushing in advance. There's a non-zero chance that like what's currently going on with the Trump administration is a test run by the GOP to learn what they can get away with. Because if this president's not held accountable, as long as the GOP has the presidency and the Senate, they're going to learn that they can essentially have the president commit whatever crimes they would like to commit and not be held accountable for doing so. And the next guy or gal that's evil that goes into an election knowing that might not be stupid like Trump. And might use the fact that they can get away with literal anything to their advantage. More so than this administration has. Yeah, I agree. I think if the DNC doesn't screw with the primary like they did in 2016, we'll get a reasonable candidate and everything's gonna be okay. I'm gonna Vivien shoot Loxodon attack with Questing Beast, I think, here. This lets them trade both of these for this, but I think that's a good exchange for me. Clearing their third creature off the board means they can't Embercleave me this turn, which is nice. If you have your take on the meta for this weekend's tournament, is it indicative of a healthy standard? Well, so what you need to understand about the baseline for the tournament that's happening this weekend, am I dead if I don't block? If I don't block in the Embercleave, they do 8-11, and then I kill them on the backswing. So I think I'm just saying no blocks here. So they're dead on the backswing, right? 8-11, I go to 3, they die. We're basically in version 3 of this current standard format. And so like this is kind of like the week 1 standard tournament for this round of bannings. So like it's really hard to like give a super educated or informed opinion about like, or just to say strongly one way or another, like, yes, this is good or yes, this is bad, because the answer is we don't know. The jury is still out on whether or not, like, what the format's going to be, good, bad, or otherwise, I think. Yeah, I think people are pretty, I know as someone who's been like keeping up on the primary, like I'm ready for this primary to be done. I really wish we could just like be at the Iowa caucus already and like have someone and be in the general. I want all these people who are polling at like single digit or 0% to just be gone and never have to think about them again. Thanks for the 25 months, Langler. I appreciate it. Welcome back. Thanks for that 7 months, Moriarty. Alright, so is this a fry matchup? It probably is. It kills Loxodon. Scorching Dragonfire seems reasonable too. Maybe I don't want as many questing bees. If there's something to be said about Kamala, at least she left before it was... I mean, her leaving was money issues, right? From my understanding, she didn't leave because she wanted to or realized that she couldn't win. She left because she couldn't afford to run anymore. Yeah, she didn't have a choice. All the people, in my opinion, Biden, Warren, Yang, Buttigieg, and Bernie, those are the only 5 people that should be up there. All the other people who are still there are just there for egotistical reasons and are auditioning for other roles. I don't even like some of those people I just listed. Like I'll never vote for Biden. Yeah, even Yang is like Yang might even need to be in, like, is kind of like maybe he shouldn't be on that list and we should just be at 4 at this point. He's even borderline. I think I will vote for Biden in the primary, in the general election if he wins the primary, but I also think it won't matter because if Biden wins the primary, I'm pretty sure we're going to get 4 more years of Trump. Biden would be a rinse and repeat of Hillary in 2016. Not close. We tried that and it failed in 2016. If we try it again this year, it's not gonna, or next year, it's not gonna work. Biden is the brown paper bag of candidates. That's a take. Thanks for the 10 months, Irasu. Well, so part of the problem, I think the general election is just going to be a dog crap nightmare regardless of who wins. And the biggest problem with the general debates is that Trump is going to get up on the debate stage and just point blank lie to people, and his base isn't going to care. Whereas like whoever the Democratic nominee is, they can't do that, right? Because that's not okay. But like the people who support the bigot in the White House right now don't care what he does. This has been made abundantly clear. This hand's obviously a little loose, but it's hard to pass up turn 1 Grazer with a Sarkhan on the play, I think, against an aggro deck. It's a good draw. Just kill their stuff proactively here. This is great because it like fills in our turn 2 and our turn 3. This card's so good. It's kind of unreal how good it is. That's a little punishing for my being aggressive. Yeah, this 2016 up until now saw me lose a lot of respect for adults that I grew up with and had otherwise respected who they were and what they claimed to have stood for, because it became very apparent that the things that they told me as a child were not what they actually believe or not what actually matters to them. It's disappointing in a way, very sobering. One of those very sucks to be an adult moments where you're just like, man, I thought these things mattered. I thought this wasn't who you were. Heard a lot of we're supposed to be good to people and kind and, take care of other people and just it's very, very sad, sobering adult moment. I think we might be dead, chat. Yeah, my bone crushing their 2-1 ended up being kind of medium, huh? Single issue voters who are uninformed are the core demographic of. Can we steal this? This puts them to 6. And then we get to stomp them down to 4. And then play 2 blockers. I don't know if we're dead. I haven't counted. So I have 4 blockers and they're dead to this. So they have to kill Sarkhan and my dragon here. There's about to be infinite triggers here. It's a shame they had double Loxodon. So we need to think about, can we block in a way here that leaves us not dead to Embercleave? The fact that they didn't have a 5th land and can't pump this and Embercleave it is great for us. I'm not sure if I have an option to not die to Embercleave. So we block like this. We're taking 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. And then they Embercleave a 4. And then the 4 is going to deal a total of 6 extra. I think they're doing 19. I think we're about to take 19. 9, 13 plus... I think Embercleave is 19. So if they have Embercleave plus Rimrock, we're dead. Well, it's like the old saying, right? If you can't tell he's a con man, you're the mark. This was a sick game. Sarkhan was super impressive here. As someone who's taught mathematics to people who, as someone who's taught mathematics to adults who are returning to college and college freshmen and high school students, a lot of people, I've heard a lot of people who don't understand how economies work and how to read trend charts equate the economy right now being reasonably strong under Trump to Trump made the economy strong. And they don't understand how to look at trend lines, and they don't understand that, like, Trump taking office didn't magically flip a switch. He just inherited an upward trending economy. Whereas Obama inherited a downward trending economy and then turned it heading back up. They just look at the here and now and don't realize the context that the data that they're looking at from the here and now needs to have applied to it. Yeah, I think that's true, Extras. That game was a good example of knowing when to pivot. I gotta keep this on the play. I wouldn't fault someone who mulligans more aggressively than me for throwing it back, but I really don't want to go to 5. Trump inherited something he didn't do anything to make. He's never done that in his life before, chat. Come on now. It's not like his thing. Yeah, kitty, 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 kitty. Kitty, 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 kitty. Where are my creatures at, chat? Where are my creatures at? All right, I'm gonna give you a blistering take. 03, 06, 36, 36. Regardless of who the Democrats won, anybody who says the Democrats ran a bad candidate, so I had to vote for Trump, that's a cop-out. Those people are looking for a reason to excuse the racism and the sexism and all of the other things that are wrong with the current administration that they want to support. Those people are gonna, whoever you run, they're gonna tell you that it's not okay, and that's their arms were tied behind their back. And the only reason they're saying that is because they know what they're voting for is wrong, and they know that if they say out loud, we like the racism and the sexism, correct, reasonable people will shun them. So they're trying to use that as a cop-out to justify their wrong actions. Own for the party that certainly claimed to be the party of personal accountability for the longest time. There's very little personal accountability from a lot of the people that seem to belong and vote to it. I just want to watch Magic, man. All right, so have a ban, and you can go watch Magic somewhere else. Don't let the door hit you in the ass on the way out. This is my channel, and I'll do what I want here. If you want someone who you can tell to shut up and dribble, there's plenty of other people on Twitch who are willing to shut up and dribble for you. Man, coffee's for closers. This questing beast is about to get himself a cup of joe. Pro tip for anybody who's watching any content creator anywhere: do not announce your displeasure if they're doing something you don't like. Just shut up and leave. It's okay. Not everything that I do is gonna make everybody happy. And sometimes I'm gonna do things that you don't like. And that's fine. Just like change the channel. There is so much content on the internet. And yeah, if you even just wanna watch the games, put me on mute. I'm loud and I'm annoying a lot of the time. Put me on mute. When we elected the reality TV star to the White House, we lost all basis for telling entertainers that they need to focus on entertaining. Okay, so I think I want Embercleave and Vivien here, because I just want maximum ways to trample over their blockers. It's also possible I want Thrashing Brontodon as ways to destroy their artifacts. One question here is, do I think I need to beep beep go fast and like keep these grazers, or do I just like trim the grazers and be a little bit slower and more interactive? Thanks for the brand new Prime support, Dangerous. I appreciate that. Thanks for chipping your Bezo bucks this way this month and keeping me employed. Seems good. Seems good. I don't think this is a Ceratops matchup. I think you lose long interactive matchups. Maybe, I don't know, like, what else am I cutting then? Maybe Domri's Ambush isn't actually good here. Thanks, Dangerous. Actually, it could be that Bonecrusher's not good enough. I'm gonna trim one of these. The fact that they can just sack their stuff to Bonecrusher and, like, you lose the Crusher feels bad. Yeah, let's do this. I don't know if this is right, but let's give it a try. What have your experiences been in running 3-color decks? So, the key thing you want to understand about building mana bases is that the number of colors in your mana base are not what matter in terms of casting your spells. I'd really encourage you to check out this article from Frank Karsten called, it's kind of like the core Magic mana math. This is like one of the must reads if you're getting into Magic content. And just being familiar with the fact that it's not the number of colors that your deck is so much as it's the number of colors your mana base produces for each thing. Thanks for the biddies, Jace. I appreciate it. And the feedback as well. Teeth of Boosie, thanks for the biddies as well. Jace and Teeth, if there are decks in the deck queue you'd like to see a little bit sooner, feel free to drop me a direct message and I'd be happy to bump them up. Whenever you cheer 100 bits or more or donate $1 or more, you can always bump something in the queue. Love the people that support my stuff to dictate what we do. Thanks, XL. Happy Thursday. Thanks, Jace. So Paradise Druid gives me pause here. I think I'm just supposed to Vivien plus on the Grazer, because this way if they have a Murderous Rider, they're incentivized to kill Vivien before I deploy the Sarkhan. Mamad, thanks for the 9 months, I appreciate that. Thanks, Dirty Digits. Happy Thursday. The world is flat. Doling out some sub-gifteroonies. Happy Thursday to you. The world is flat. oh, Twitch chat. The truth is out there, yep. The Shuffler's as rigged as the earth is flat, chat. Never forget. Never forget. This is, the fact that we're boarding in extra Viviens is actually kind of a reason to keep the Grazers, right? Because it gives us more good ways to do this. My name is a great conversation topic, yep. Interaction question with uptick. If you kill one of the targets after you target both. Interaction question with the with Viv uptick. If you kill one of the targets after you counter both people. I don't know, actually. I don't have an answer to that offhand. Huh. So, rather than uptick here, I'm gonna go ahead. No! Oh, it's been a long time since I've misclicked that badly. Well, shoot. Yeah, I guess. So I was going to say, rather than plus, I want to down tick and shoot one of these, so that way they can't kill Sarkhan if they have a single removal spell. That was the optimal line, was use Vivien to shoot one of the Reapers. but I was going quickly, and my muscle memory remembered her down tick was on the right, but she now had enough loyalty that there were 3 options. So, it's a pretty big mistake. Ultimate in a Planeswalker can't lose, yep. Gosh, we'd be in pretty can't lose territory if I still had a Vivien and they were down a Midnight Reaper. That's fine. We're up a game here, right? Okay, I'll go ahead and take game 3 on the play. Alright, we're gonna win game 3 on the play, I promise. Alright, second verse, same as the first. We're gonna try and repeat the first game, not the second there. For people who have Amazon Prime, by the way, in addition to having a free sub every month, currently on Twitch, you get a free deck on Magic Arena. If you look in your Twitch Prime rewards, you should cash that in. Even if you have a lot of cards, you get Vault Progress, so it's a free roll. Things a bit your way, because I love the community you've cultivated in a subculture that's sometimes plagued by ignorance and intolerance, which makes it hard to enjoy other content. Thanks for doing what you do. Thanks for the biddies, Chris. It's good to have you here. Thanks for sharing some emotes with the chat. Hey, Boomer. I feel like Twitch plays chat roulette with me. Like, at one point they had removed the ability for me to click on a name and make someone a moderator, and then they added it back again, and now they've removed it again. Stop making changes, Twitch chat. Hey, thanks for the 1.5 years, no lava. Grazer looks great here. Grazer into Vivien's real good. We need 2 draws to find a land here. If we get to go Thrashing into Vivien on the play, we should be in a very good spot. They did just revamp the dashboard for the worse. All right, if we hit a red source here, we're going to be good to go. Womp womp. Hey, thanks for the 12 months of support, Shiitake. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Have a sword to go with your shield. Thanks for keeping me around. I mean, all things considered here, like, castable spells are, like, better than, like, we could be drawing more 4 and 5 mana cards, right, that we can't cast. I'm gonna haste this one and smack them for 6. Are there any good articles you recommend for general sideboard guidance? Nah, the things like that really don't apply generally in Magic most of the time. One of the reasons why Magic has the most depth to it is because there's a lot of just conditional stuff. A lot of this is good in these situations, etc. Good golly. We're still kind of doing okay here. If they double block Spellbreaker here, I can Scorching Dragonfire this in response, then trample over their Druid, which is great. Same. I guess we don't get to trample this way, but we still kill their Paradise Druid. Clay the Couchman, thanks for the brand new Prime support. There's a lot of great people who can ship that to every single month here on Twitch. Thanks for sending it my way this month. Welcome to Hooglandia. You want to draw an uncastable 6-drop past your deck for a 3rd or 4th land? I mean, like I said, all things considered, like, there's still at least 1 turn off of Casualties of War, so. Alright, do you have something to cook? Doesn't look like it. That's lethal, right? I suppose they could have a way... I suppose they could have a way to interact with Embercleave here. They have, like, Trophy. Cleave on Spellbreaker is real gross. Yeah, I agree. Scorching Dragonfire is super playable. There's a chance that some fires might be good in the blue-red flash deck that we're going to play next. Welcome to Cleveland, ladies and gentlemen. So we probably could have won that match 3-0 if I hadn't misclicked out of the second game. Yeah, this is a neat take on Gruul. I like that this deck isn't just trying to, like, replace Once Upon a Time that got lost from the Gruul decks previously before the ban. It's just, like, trying to do something different. Yeah, I think it's better to kill with the Embercleave there, Ironclad, because that way it doesn't lose to a removal spell. Thanks, Prodigy. I appreciate you being here, too. This hand, again, needs to draw some spells, but, like, Grazer, Dragon, lands to cast Dragon. It's kind of hard to pass up, I think. So, let's get a little lucky and draw some spells. We'll be good to go. Is Grazer good against aggro? Yes, no. Scorch hits Planeswalkers, right? If I recall correctly, am I misremembering the text? Yeah, that's a small distinction. Look at this release-ready product. Look at this release-ready product. You have to block menace creatures one at a time because it has to be able to pop up its stupid exclamation point. This is my first time subscribing on Twitch. Wanted to say I came for the magic and stayed for the wizards and political commentary. Keep it up. Thanks for keeping me around, Clay. I appreciate it. So, like, I traded 2 for 1 there, so that seems like a good exchange for me. I get to go ahead and, like, Bone Crush this dork this turn, play a tapped land, and, like, get to Dragon next turn. Feels like we're in a pretty good spot. With the Cleave drawn especially, I'm just gonna, like, give him the beat down here. Generally, when do you want to haste versus 1/1 and Hellkite? I think you haste most of the time. I think because I drew this, I just do this and make a dragon this turn. Is this Temur Oko without the Oko part? Oh, did I miss lethal? Because of the spawn trigger? I wasn't counting the spawn trigger. No, I would have only done +6, right? It would have been 1 and then 5. So they wouldn't have died to the spawn trigger. Now, I think it's right to just diversify my threats. Deploying Embercleave that turn is worse against a Murderous Rider. So I just want to get more things in play.
I will consume you. Come on.
Okay, so now I just want to make sure I don't die to Embercleave. Didn't die to team or battle rage. Didn't die to team or battle rage. Alright. Worth noting that Lava Coil would be better than this here. Just because Lava Coil would kill some of their bigger stuff. I feel like because I guess they have some smaller stuff too. Questing Beast seems like an okay trim. My opponent is pretty unlikely to have Planeswalkers in their deck. I think I like this. Seems reasonable. This card's really good. Easily the best of that cycle. Not particularly close. Seems fine. Our deck doesn't have many 1-drops in it, so like, frequently we're not casting a spell till the second turn of the game. One thing that really surprised me about the Mythic Championship deck list is that none of the blue-red Flash players have Embercleave in their main decks. I think Jensen had one in his sideboard, and that kind of surprised me. The Embercleaves have been very, very good in the blue-red Flash deck for me. They've been good in every deck that can play them. Yeah, people are silly, Beansy. Wow, nothing to stomp, eh? Go ahead and just kill this now. Maybe they're worried with open deck lists isn't as much as a surprise. I think even with open deck list, the card's just too busted. I think cards great, play it regardless. Huh, so this is actually a reason to have more questing beasts in my deck? Is an interesting thought. This is a card that rewards me for that's terrifying. You have Bonecrusher here. Brutal. Alright, so hoping to draw a green source here. Perfect. So I get to trade with Regisaur, and then I go to 6. I go to 5, because it's going to get pumped up. That's actually an excellent draw, because it lets me do this into ambush this. Oh, there might be an argument to Sarkhaning here, because these both have 1 toughness, but like, if I do that, and my opponent has a removal spell, I just die on the spot, so I think this is correct. They're through 2 Black Lances, so blocking this is relatively safe. It's a shame they're at 13 and not 12, because this isn't lethal. Kind of like to draw land, so I can go Sarkhan and Grazer just like for max defense. Magnificent. Who's got two thumbs and is never not dead to Embercleave? This guy right here. Okay. And they're just dead in the air here, right?
I will call the dragons.
Shishisha. This has been really clean. How are you doing today, folks? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Good morning, good afternoon, good night to everybody, wherever you're at in the world. Thanks for dropping in here today. If you're a new viewer, my name is Jeff Hoagland. I stream full-time here on Twitch. I'm here playing Magic and other card games 30, 40, sometimes even 50 hours a week. If you enjoy constructed Magic, this is definitely the channel for you. We play Standard and Historic here on Arena. We also play Pioneer on Magic Online. We also do a little Mythgard on occasion. As always, love to give a shout out to my wonderful subs. I wouldn't be here day in and day out without their support, so thanks to all of them for keeping me in play. I also like to plug a couple of my wonderful sponsors here really quick. The BCW supplies, the only ones I trust to protect my paper trading cards, using code HOAGLANDIA at bcwsupplies.com. You can save 10% on sleeves, binders, deck box, and all sorts of other fantastic gaming accessories there with them. Cardsphere.com is a peer-to-peer trading network that would love to help you turn your cards into other cards or to other players. There's no haggling, and they just take a 1% fee off the top. InkedGaming.com will love to help you customize your gaming experience using code Jeff12. You can save 12% on custom playmats, mouse pads, binders, and bags with them. And of course, the Nerd Rage Gaming Championship Series, a $5,000 cash streaming series that happens every single month in the Midwestern United States. They focus primarily on Magic's non-rotating formats and paper, so they do Pioneer, Modern, and Legacy. And of course,
don't make your life garbage time. Join us in Hoaglandia today by subscribing to Jeff Hoagland with Twitch Prime today.
So that match dragged us up to Plat 1. So if we can, 3-0 again from here, we can pop up into the Diamond 4 rank floor. Diamond 4 rank floor is where I do some of my best work, chat. Yeah, I think Brontodon's flexibility is just really important. That's true. We can even 3-1 if we lose this one here. Lose this one and then go on a spree from there. Cause it's a sneeper keeper, do 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 do, sneep papa, keep papa, do 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 do, do 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 do. Super punished for keeping Embercleave. Yeah, I agree, Perry. I think, in my opinion, Team Erek is one of the worst decks that people still register for some reason.
I've lived with animals my entire life. Explains a lot.
Yeah, Grazer's been very good. Cards great, right? Just like very, very powerful. What are they doing with that card in Standard? Are we about to get like turn 4? I'm gonna concede when they cast casualties on turn 4. Just like clean us out. Garrick down tick on your Arboreal Grazer. Oh, I could have used Domri to kill this, right? They had the land anyways, but Yeah, I could have, because I could have attacked and made it one cheaper and then fought here, because this was tapped, right? Yeah, that was a mistake on my part.
Nothing disgusts me more than law and order.
This is a freebie. I'm gonna give it to him. We're down a game and it's a free roll. Let me take a peek at this again really quick. I don't really have any changes. I feel like I'm pretty happy with what's going on here. 25 lands. I kind of want a third Vivien. And trade a Paradise Druid for a Vivien. She's been real good. She's great with Arboreal Grazer too. Yeah, I think Jund Aristocrats is my... It's at least my favorite fun to powerful deck in Standard. I think the Jund Cat decks and what's the word to think of? The Jund Cat decks as well as Jund Cat and Jeskai Fires are the two best decks in Standard at the moment, in my opinion, based on my amount of playing. This hand's great. This is 2, 3, 4, 5. Excellent curve here. This one still feels good for the rest of the run. I might throw this up on the website. I like having a monster style deck up there. I don't think I have anything. I don't think there's any green red decks up on my website right now. I think we've got Jund Oven for Standard, but that's it. Yeah, there aren't any Gruul decks up there. Maybe I'll throw this up there. Viable deck in Standard that also has short games. The Jeskai Fires deck actually plays reasonably quick games, because it's basically a combo control deck. Blue-red deck this morning was great. Yeah, I don't really think... I think not playing Mayhem Devil's a mistake, Jack. Croakies plays a lot of Magic, and he's obviously a very reasonable player, but I disagree with his conclusion. I also think, based on looking at the Jund decks that people submitted for the Mythic Championship, I don't think people have tested enough Jund. For example, what I mean in large part by that is, I think not playing Cavalier of Night and Bontu is a bit of a miss. Like, if you look at the 5-drops in my deck, like, I wonder if people tested non-Corvold 5-drops and how much they did. Because I started with Corvold in my decks, and I quickly came to the conclusion that he was worse than Cavalier of Night and Bontu. That's not too bad since I have a backup Vivien. Canister registered, Golgari Cat, Splash Mayhem Devil. Yeah, that's basically what the list on my site is. It's basically splash that. Clackbridge Troll. Sure.
I've survived an apocalypse.
I summon you.
This'll be fun to watch.
Fair. I played against Warren Randy and Cavalier with my Abzan Cat list and it did something. Yeah, I agree. Like, the Mayhem Devil's just the single best card in the Cat Mirrors, and like Cavalier of Night gives you more access to Mayhem Devil, which is great. So they're just dead, right? Yes, +1/+1 counters do stay on Planeswalkers. Was anyone on Cav and Mayhem at all? I believe some of the lists had like one Cavalier in them, but no one like if you look at the Jund list on my website, where I'm on the full 4 Cavalier. And I don't think any of there was a Red Black Fires list that had Bontu in it, but I don't think any of the Oven players were playing Bontu alongside Mayhem Devil. And in my bits of experience, having Bontu with Mayhem Devil really lets you close out games that otherwise were dragging on for too long. Yeah, I agree. In the Cat Oven mirrors, having Bontu to close out at the top felt really good. Alright, so what am I doing here? They didn't really look like they had artifacts and enchantments, so I'm going to trim Thrashy Boy here. I'm going to bring in some more cheap removal to kill their Worthy Knights consistently. Maybe I don't need 4 Vivien. Just leave it 3 and 3 here. Seems fine. Let's try this. This hand draws lands. It's very, very good. We have 2 shots at our 3rd land. If we hit our 3rd land in the 2 shots, we get to turn 3 Vivien. Actually, if we hit a land next turn and the turn after, we could turn 3 Sarkhan. The fact that this card doesn't have a borderless option is such a colossal failure. It's just unreal that this card doesn't have a borderless option. I agree, Mr. Mips. As far as like all Mythic Championships that have happened this year are considered, this upcoming Mythic Championship is the one I'm easily most excited for. You know what? Playing this Vivien is wrong this turn, and the reason why it's wrong is because they're holding up Murderous Rider, so I should have just played 2nd Paradise Druid and passed, so I didn't give them a good Murderous Rider target. Or Noxious Grasp. So if I would have just played Druid and passed, they basically wouldn't get to use their mana this turn, which would be ideal. I would gain tempo by using my mana and denying them use of theirs. It's a little aggressive getting in with the Druid with the Sarkhans in my hand, but I think this is fine. I want to start closing the game out. Yep. Read them and weep. Why not play Spellbreaker last turn? Because I wanted to get the other Druid out so I could Sarkhan this turn. Really? We took my ambush? That's a decision. If you play in the Jund Oven deck on Dream, yeah, it's up on the website, Dirty Digits. As always, the pages on my website not only have my current deck list, but also videos of me playing them. I left Arboreal Grazer back here because it couldn't attack into the 3/3 anyways, and it has reach. So, like, they're forced to, like, Murderous Rider this Sarkhan, but, like, they know I have another Sarkhan, right? So I'm just, like, gonna deploy another dragon next turn.
We begin.
You got him. He's been desparked.
Behold!
Not even gonna need Cleave here. I guess we technically need Cleave once they gain 3, huh? I guess I also didn't have to let them gain 3. What do I think about Mike Bloomberg? I think if billionaires actually cared about the United States, instead of running for president, they should take their fortune and invest it into things like addressing climate change and down ticket ballots to get other Democrats elected to the Senate. I think Michael Bloomberg and Tom Steyer are just throwing their wealth around because they're bored. Thanks for that. Half a year. John Herrera's. I appreciate that. Welcome back. I mean, to be fair, Gazby, I don't think you should condemn people who have, like, Steyer has been investing his own money into climate change, addressing it. He did make his money in oil, or whatever. I think it was oil. There's so many of them. Yeah. Yeah, I agree with that. I also think both Steyer and Bloomberg have very small chances of getting elected. They're just playing because they're bored. They could very easily take that money and do something meaningful with it. I don't know. I've been pretty invested and up on information the entire time everything's been going on with this administration. So a lot of the impeachment inquiry has just been them rehashing things that have happened, making the witnesses go on the record to say them, which is like good ultimately, but it's also like doesn't mean like I'm learning anything new or interesting from that. So I'm gonna go ahead and Vivien this turn. And then Vivien, this shoots this. And then I get to attack for 4. And the next turn, Vivien can put 2 counters on here. And then we can Embercleave them. That's unfortunate because it prevents me from cleaving them. I'm firmly in the Bernie Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez camp of billionaires are a systematic failure of our society. The only way you amass that much money is through the exploitation of others. And people, I'm pretty confident that people who aren't of that mindset just don't fundamentally understand how much money $1 billion is. Having taught people lots of math, people really just don't know. And I know that sounds really arrogant to say, but they just, like, so many people have such a bad math foundation that I think saying they just don't get it is just accurate. If they have a second Agent of Treachery, we're going to have a bad time here. If they don't, Cleveland might drag us kicking and screaming across the finish line. Have you seen the Shark Tank guy talk about billionaires? I've not. No! Cleveland! Why do you hate Ohio so much, opponent? What did Ohio ever do to you?
Sorry I'm late.
Oh.
My, how you've grown.
Is that lethal? That's lethal, right? Pull the sneaky on him, chat. pull the sneaky on him. Hashtag sometimes lucky. Yeah, I agree, Brahanas. That's something I've talked about on stream before, too. Agree with that sentiment. That AOC and Bernie should not be in the same political party as Hillary and Pelosi and Biden in an ideal world. Big agree. Alright, so Vivien's kind of just the stones. Let's get another one of her. Domri's ambush seems good here. Doesn't really seem like they have artifacts and enchantments, so Thrashing Brontodon seems like a reasonable cut. Do I want the extra cleave here just to like try and get the game done? I kind of feel like I do. Yeah, but like using that explanation, people who don't understand numbers are just gonna think you're being pedantic and tone you out. That's a good question. Are we supposed to bring in Ceratops here? I'm not sure that we are. Huh? Bottom 2 cards. I think I'm just supposed to go bottom here and just like keep turn 3 beast here. I don't even know if this hand sucks. Like, turn 3 Questing Beast is like nothing to scoff at. Especially if they play, like, turn 3 Teferi. We just, like, untap Questing Beast, hit their Teferi. Ugh. Welcome to the party, Arboreal Grazer. We're gonna get Agent of Treachery next turn and be very dead. Yeah, where you going, little reefer? Do you wanna attack? Yeah, Gruul versus Risen Reef. What year is it? What format are we playing? I'm gonna concede to an Agent of Treachery here, just so everyone understands. Alright, I don't know where I fall on God Eternal Oketra. I feel like that one might be beatable if I draw a Cleveland here. Alright, you know. Oh, we're halfway there. Oh, living on a prayer. Take my hand, we'll make it, I swear. Oh, dee 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 dee. Alright, brick, 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 brick.
I know my responsibility. I've got time.
Okay. Do they have a counter spell? They need a counter spell, right? That gains them some life. Okay. We have a game, as they say. Every creature they block with only blocks 1 point of damage here. They could have Frilled Mystic. This does kind of smell like fish. Concedes to a Frilled Mystic. Veto will do as well. Yeah, giving the beast first strike is real good. Is Oketra a 3/5 or a 3/6, chat? I'm drawing a blank. Does anybody remember? It's a 3/6? I thought it was a 3/6. Okay, so I don't want Fry then. I think I'm happy with how I boarded. See more of their deck. Yes. Keep. I think I bought him Domri's Ambush here. Super rewarded. Okie doke. Was that a good draw, chat? The jury might still be out on that. Is that one good? Untapped land. Untapped land. Untapped land.
Flames. Your end has arrived.
I guess this is maybe loose because if they Teferi here, they Teferi bounce the dragon, kill my Sarkhan with their 2/3. Okay, yeah.
Let's slow this down.
And like now, because they have Teferi, I can't Domri's ambush them.
Watch this.
Yeah, maybe I'm just supposed to plus there to start. That's the thought. Land here lets us Embercleave and get in for 10. Huh? Yeah, you can just Embercleave in your main phase, Wargi, if you hit the land. So land would have been mana number 6. And then I could just cast it full retail. I'm gonna ambush the Leafkin Druid here to cut them off of mana to try and avoid getting Agent of Treachery next turn. And this hits them to 15 and kills Teferi. And then next turn it attacks for 12 with Embercleave. No reason to attack. I have a free blocker. Yeah, Cleveland's just the better play here. Hey, Carl is Ham. Thanks for the 5 months of support there. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. Hope you're having a good one wherever you're at. Yeah, opponent's deck seems neat. A lot of good bounce and flicker cards. So they're dead to Domri currently, because Domri will give Questing Beast a 6th point of power. Could get vetoed. Yep. Put you to 1. Do you have a blocker? Technically, yeah. That's lethal though.
I have survived Nico Bolas, and I will survive you.
Alright. On the bubble, chat. Diamond 4. I can feel the loving embrace of the Diamond 4 rank floor. There has to be a way to break Oketra and Pioneer. I'd be surprised if she's good enough for Pioneer. Format is slower than Modern. I don't think it's 5 mana. 5 mana Oketra slow. Win or lose in this last game. Easy deck of the day pick at least, so that's nice. Nah, I mean, the rank doesn't really matter at the end of the day. I think I get second red rather than second green here. Immediately punished for doing so. There's just more green mana than there is, more green mana than there is red mana in my deck. I made this a 4/4 rather than giving it haste because if my opponent's playing Jeskai Fires, I don't want it to die to Clarion. Could be on blue-red flash as well, which sometimes plays Scorching Dragonfire. Yeah, it's definitely easily the best Gruul deck I've played in Standard in a long time. It's a good draw. What is your quest? To get ionized? Your quest is to get ionized? What a strange quest. Man, if they don't have a Quench, or I guess they could have Brazen Borrower. I feel like if they had Borrower, they would have bounced this. They could have, like, Borrower and Ionize. They, like, are just going to bounce this instead of Ionizing it this turn. Yeah, what's it called? Jeskai Fires, like we said, it might be, doesn't play Op, so I'd assume they're playing Blue-Red Flash at this point. I'm so confused right now. I mean, I'll take it, but I'm kind of confused as to what they're doing. The 4th opt, deal. They are very dead. Their Archetype does not have catch-up mechanics. Allow me to play a 3rd creature you can never kill without your sideboard Lava Coils. Post-board, we're going to have to work for it a little bit more. In addition to Lava Coils, we're also going to get access to Aether Gust. Hey, Sarkhan. Thank you for the 12 months of support. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. Yeah. Cleave ho! I'm calling it now. I think Lotus Field will be banned. The crazy Twiddle deck is popping up everywhere and it's getting more consistent. Interesting, Elliot. Does taking Arboreal Grazer out of that deck make it okay? As a thought experiment? Oh, someone put 4 Ceratops in our sideboard. Hats off to whoever put this one together. Definitely been enjoying this list. All the details feel well selected here. Put 1 Redcap Melee in. I think I like this. Maybe I want the last Domri's ambush. Maybe. Yeah, this one's going up on the website. Pretty sure I have an old art banner I can reuse too for it, so I don't have to pay for artwork. I try to get most color combinations of decks up on the website. There's a lot of people that go and look for decks of specific color when they're looking to play Magic, so it'll be good to add a little bit of variety up there. We have a Jund Oven deck, we don't have a Gruul deck up there at the moment. There's a playable Gruul Aggro deck. Yeah, I think this deck's definitely playable. It's been dragging my sorry butt across the finish line. Best part about Ceratops, he blocks and kills the blue flyers that are just good without dying. Yeah, that's true. Javier's Adventure Archetype. No, I don't think the Gruul decks that were playing once last season are good anymore. I think this feels much more reasonable. Alright, so I think I play into Quench here because we don't get Ionized this turn. If I get Brazen Borrower, I feel a little sad. But I think it's correct to jam this here before they can hold Ionize up. And then, like, next turn, if they pass with 3 mana, I'm going to play Ceratops rather than Questing Beast. Alright, since they're still not holding up Ionize, I'm going to try this again. Would not be surprised to get quenched. Crunch. Sure. Sure. Beep, beep. Oh yeah, someone was just looking for Grixis decks. There's definitely a Grixis Alliance deck up on the website. 10 out of 10 Grixis Alliance deck on the site. They can just cast a blue spell to tap this anyways, so I'm gonna trade this for a block and a burn spell here. I think that's a good exchange for me. Oh, Bonecrusher's a reason not to do that. Bonecrusher's a really good reason not to do that. Man. Yeah, woof. Opponent played that really well. Yeah, that was a good. I wasn't thinking about that. I should have been, right? Like, Bonecrusher is very obviously a great card in their archetype. And we're flooding out pretty badly here. Like, we've had 4 spells in 14 cards, but it's actually kind of worth noting that, like, we'd have won with our 4 spells in 14 cards if I had played better, I think. I think if I just, like, take 2 there and, like, have Questing Beast and they're forced to diddle, this probably hits them, and then I kill them with Bonecrusher the following turn. We could still hit another Ceratops or 2 as runners out here, but have I ever been to Orland Park? Like the suburb of Chicago? Or is there like an amusement park somewhere called that? Thanks for the 2 months, Monkey Unit. You will be there in a few months. Orland Park's fine. It's actually very close to where I grew up. I grew up in the south suburbs of Chicago. I think I'm gonna fry Gadwick at the end of their turn here. Just so they can't, like, diddle my Bonecrusher and they're forced to trade. If we hit another haste creature, we should end up in a pretty reasonable spot here. Kinda haste, right? It's a removal spell. I think I forced this trade here, but I'm going to hold on to this in case I draw another Vivien or a Domri's Ambush. All right, that play there actually makes another Bonecrusher Giant lethal because this can trample over this for 2 when they block with it. So a lot of lethal draws here. That's also a lethal draw. Because it lets us trample over for 3.
Duels are for push nods. Let's just fight.
I do not own any cows. All right, I like to end on a high note, so ending popping up into diamond here seems real good. Diamond for not ending the stream, ending the deck. I've got 2 more decks plus some Mythgard I'd like to do today. That was a real good set with that one. This is we've tried a few Gruul decks since Once Upon a Time was banned. And a lot of the Gruul decks that people have submitted or we've seen played since Once Upon a Time was banned in Standard are just like decks that were previously playing once that are now like not playing once anymore. And I think that's the incorrect way to approach it. I think this deck that's just like wouldn't have, maybe it have forced once or it wouldn't exist while once existed, but like leveraging this Planeswalker aspect that you weren't getting advantage of while once was legal is a really great way to approach this, I think. Overall, we did some tuning and tweaking throughout the course of that set, so I think I'm pretty happy with where we ended up at here. I'm probably going to put the 75 up on the site to start. Yeah, this deck plays out very similar to how Temur Oko did last season. Like that was a questing bee Sarkhan deck. In a world where this is like what Temur Oko becomes, I feel like when those cards get banned. It felt very good. One thing that really stood out to me is that one mana accelerants are busted, surprise, surprise. But Arboreal Grazer specifically, along with Vivien Arkbow Ranger, this card was actually a really good way to mitigate some of the downside with Grazer. Grazer also just being this pseudo-free body to make Embercleave cheaper in some key spots was also very relevant. So I feel like this deck did a good job of both leveraging the busted things Grazer enables while also mitigating the downside that Grazer has in the mid to late game pretty reasonably. At least as reasonably as you can do for a 1 mana 0/3. All right, we're actually going to fire up the deck that we ended up just beating there. So we're going to dive into some blue-red flash next. Before we do that, I'm going to get my my stream deck and everything updated. We're going to hit a quick ad roll. We'll be back in a few, folks. Thanks for hanging out today.